books.
Okay, let's get started. So please introduce yourself to everyone so they know who you are, what you do, and what you write.
Hi, I'm Kenya Goree-Bell. I am a romance writer, an avid romance fan, and book reader. Currently, I'm writing dark romance, but I also write historical and contemporary romance of across multicultural and Black romance.
Okay, so I welcome you to Negro in Distress, Black Girl Book Talk.
Thank you for having me.
I love it because you're one of my faves as well. Ever since Bad Guy.
Okay.
Ever since Bad Guy. So I have a question for you. Will all the books be interracial, or will there be black love type black, or is just going to be interracial?
There are going to be, most of the books are interracial or multicultural. And I like to say, because when you say interracial, people think white, but I have yet to write a white man. They are actually Latino
Right.
or Asian. I do. My next one is a biracial, white and Latino guy, and but I. So did you read Easy Like
Easy like
Sunday Morning?
yes.
Okay, so Oz, her cousin, he's a black man, though he is black and Italian, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So in this series, he's not in this series, but the next series is called the Bastard Kingdom series. Spoiler alert for y'all, that's a new series that's coming next year. And I introduced them through Oz, and so technically he's a black man.
Ooh.
So he will be with Lourdes, who is Angel's sister. And that is going to be very dark because he's going to kidnap her and all of that.
Oh, shit.
But I do have black heroes coming, but not necessarily 100% in this series. Oh, I do have, it's Dr. Feelgood is Lex, and that's a dark romance, and he's black.
Okay.
So, but my previous series, I had several brothers in there. I love my black men, but I had them in the Mogul series. So that's the series that you have the most black men currently in. But I love the brothers. I married a black man. I got black sons. I am 100%, for black love.
But it's nothing wrong with that though. I love whether it's black on black or multicultural, because when it's written, and I just, for myself, I'm not going to speak for anybody else, but when it's written by a black author, I can actually relate to it more,
right?
Rather than someone who is not black.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I do not think you should be like, black people can write anything because, and most minorities can write anything because we have been fully immersed and assimilated into white society, into American society, right? So why can we write it and they can't? Because we are fully and been assimilated since we were forced here to be in this society.
Right.
Now, the opposite is not true, and that's when you have problems with writing caricatures, or people who make mistakes and get the tone wrong, the culture wrong, and all of that. So that's why we can write it, and our white counterparts cannot do it unless they have done the work.
Right. So my next question is, how does BDSM culture plays a pivotal part, or somewhat of a part in your books?
Okay, so if you, I don't know if you can see this back here. Here's my little flogger. I'm very open. I'm very open about the fact that that's the lifestyle that I live. And so I basically write my lived experience. And so that is why it's in the book. And I want to write it responsibly because
Right.
I see a lot of people who are obviously not really down with the lifestyle writing about it, and they are doing it terribly wrong.
So how do you feel about the way you write and with these women being black and you put those aspects in it and you saying that you're in that lifestyle, as am I, but you make it so that it doesn't come off disrespectful, because there's a difference between black BDSM and BDSM.
Right.
So I love how do you keep that balance? How do you keep that balance so it doesn't come off like he treating her like she's some type of slave or some shit, or or a fetish or some shit.
Right. And I think the issue comes in with you actually living the lifestyle, because if you are living it and doing it correctly, or even if you're not living it and you do the proper research and you talk to really, really good doms, and because really, and really good submissives, you will find out the proper way how to treat somebody. Now, we know that there is race play
Right.
in the culture, in the
Right.
community. But even people who indulge in that do it, that is everything about the lifestyle is fully consensual and is respectful. And it is something where the person who is the dominant is supposed to protect and pleasure the submissive. That is the goal. That is what we are. That is what we're supposed to be feeling at all times, and that is what's supposed to be expressed. And that's how it is expressed in my book. It's really like I don't set out to, like, not every book has all of the books have, even my more not dark books have a little bit of it in there.
Right.
Just a little smidge of it sometimes in there, but it's in there because that's just how I live. And I want to show that Black people can also live freely and lean fully into whatever their kinks are, with no shame and with freedom to do what they want to do. And it comes out in the page kind of effortlessly, because if you really about it, you know how to write it, and it's not make it problematic.
But answer this: how do you keep a balance with the sexual aspect of your stories with the actual plot? How do you not make it so that it's so sexual that there's no plot?
Right. Okay. So there are rules to writing romance, and romance has beats or plot points, right? So I plot my books and I write a synopsis and an outline. So whether the book, that's why I was just saying to my friend, I was talking to another author, my books, like, I have a lot of sex in my books, but they are not erotic romance. Right. Because erotica or erotic romance, if you take the sex out, the book falls apart. My books are very deeply plotted, so anytime that there is a sexual, if you take the sex out, the book still works.
Right.
So as I write the book, I'm like, the natural occurrence of when they are supposed to be together sexually happens, because that's what needs to happen at that point, right? It is like when you're in a relationship, and this is why I do not get down with waiting to the 60% mark or 50% mark to have sex. As soon as and I know me, right? As soon as I feel like, when I met my husband, we did not wait a long time to have sex. And I think it is a false, it's a fallacy to put in a book that they're waiting to the 50% mark to have sex. Most people have sex by the second date. So I feel like, you know, in the situation that you're going to have the sex pretty much early in the book. It's going to be a natural thing, or well, with easy, you know, she ain't have a choice. But after that, it was always something they both wanted. And it's just natural. It's just natural. As soon as you see that person, when you're first in a relationship and the chemistry is going, y'all
get
are
that church
all
finger
the
up.
time.
Gotta get that church finger up, preach.
So it's just gonna be so if the story calls for it, I don't even think about it. I'll just be like, okay, this is just naturally, it's just horny people. I just feel like you're gonna be doing it all the time. When once my nose is open, it's open. Listen, we gonna hook up. So
absolutely, absolutely, and that's what I liked about your books. Like, you gave these women who were basically sexually stifled because of either religion or family or the way people talk in society. You gave them a voice to just express themselves. You put men in their pathways that open them up to, okay, I don't want to be like this. I want to be free of that.
Right.
And the fact that you made them curvy, that was a plus too. I'm just saying, let's be real, because it seems like with society, a lot of times the books will have the women so skinny they are hungry. And there's nothing wrong with a small woman, but the world is not up and down. You know what I'm saying? So it's outside of that culture. And so by you writing this, it's like, oh, I can relate to this. Even though I ain't met no angel or no Kiyoshi, but I'm just saying it's something I can relate to as a bigger woman, as a muscular figure. You know, I can relate to that, because people in society see books where it's just a pretty skinny girl gets the guy, you know, and then when you see a BBW or a curvy woman, you're like, okay, that's me. That's
right. Because listen, I have been fat my whole life. I have never had a problem pulling no man, right? I am constantly, right, being like, men are always trying to talk to me. I have never had the problem. I live in the South. That might be a part of it. But, you know, white, black, Indian, it doesn't matter, right? There is not a man that I have not been able to get if I wanted him. And so I just feel like, and every girl I know who is plus size, who I came up with, all of us are married. All the skinny girls and all of that are not, you know, they still single. Okay. And I got wifed up really early, and and my husband adores me. And I just have never, I have never fallen for that myth, right? And down here, that is not a problem. So I feel like that needs to be represented. It needs to be celebrated. And I think that fat girls have the best coochie, and we and we are, you know, I'm just like 100% curvy girl. Now, some of my heroines, nobody is a size 2, you know. That is not a lived experience of mine. And I will never write that. I think the smallest girl maybe was delightful, but everybody else, and she was like a size 10, 12. So, you know, Easy, of course, was like a size 18 to 22. So I wanted her to be really plushy.
Right.
And I just wanted that to be an Angel, just like he ate that up.
Did
he ate it up.
Did he?
He did.
My God.
He loved all of her curves. And so that's what you're going to get from me. So if you want to see fat girls represented, fat girls being celebrated and loved and pleasured, And they are not going to have these hangups. They're not going to have that, oh, I'm fat, so I'm sad. No, that is not something that we do down here.
So tell me, how do you feel when you hear some black readers or black authors to be like, oh, multicultural and interracial relationship is not black love? How do you feel about that?
Okay, so the whole black love phenomenon started on TikTok, not TikTok, on Twitter about 2 years ago. And before that, there was not this demarcation between black writers, right? This is a reader created phenomenon. And if you were a black author who wrote romance, it did not matter whether you wrote it used to be like African American, right? And everything fell under African American romance. And then whether you wrote interracial or whether you wrote no matter what the subgenre was.
Right.
And so I guess people started saying maybe they were having problems finding books on Amazon, or maybe they were this whole segregation issue years ago. Let me give you a little history. Years and years ago, they used to separate our books in the bookstore by,
oh yeah, I saw that at Barnes and Noble.
Right, black romance. And because of that, so not black romance, but the black book section.
Right.
And they would put black romance in there. But romance, period, is a $1 billion business.
Right.
So the authors who were in there, and this is the difference between authors and readers. Authors who were in the black romance black section, not black romance, because there was no such thing, said, take us out of here. Take us out the black section or African American section and put us with romance, period.
Right.
And that only started happening in the 2010, right? So here we go, a few years ago, around 2018 or whatever, and the grumbling started arising that on Amazon and other sites, readers were having problems finding black romance. And because we were all together in different subcategories and stuff like that, then so I don't know if it was lobbied for, but I know we specifically interracial and multicultural lobbied for a section of have that genre listed, right? And the reason is because interracial, before dark romance, interracial and multicultural was the highest selling category of books, because black women read books faster and before anybody. And so people was like, okay, but white authors kept coming into our thing, right? And sci-fi alien people would put theirs under there too. So it was very clearly categorized as interracial, multicultural. And then and then it was separated even more by readers for black romance, because Amazon is going to listen to that. Now, the only problem I have with that is I don't have a problem how you list or name your books, right? But and it used to be if you were a black writer, you could be in black romance. But now, unless the book is two black protagonists, you can't say black romance. You cannot say it because readers don't like it. And the market and the book companies and publishers are going to listen to the readers, not the authors. They're going to listen to the consumer. So once other authors like Beverly Jenkins start saying black romance is between two black protagonists, listen, y'all can have it. It's fine. Okay. But don't denigrate me for writing interracial. Like I write across the board, so I know who supports me and why, but I also know who doesn't support me and why. Right?
Mm.
So, but I'm gonna write what I love to read, what I love to write,
Mm.
and because of my reach and my fan base, my readers cross over. I have white readers and black readers. So I'm not as like most people who write within single categories, but it hurts. It hurts your sales and everything when you split yourself off into different things. I don't know if that really answered the question,
It did.
but
It did.
yeah.
But I have another question. So with things like Stuff Your Kindle Day, how do you feel about not even multicultural, interracial, but black authors across the board not having a bigger presence in Stuff Your Kindle Day?
Okay, so I was part of the last Stuff Your Kindle, right?
Mm-hmm.
The problem is really and truly the problem with that is this, and I'm gonna make a TikTok about this as well. Black authors need to do a better job of networking. Authors, period, need to do a better job of networking. Like I didn't participate in stuff my Kindle Day because I didn't have a free book to give people, right? That I have a free story in my newsletter. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm building my newsletter. It's called a Naughty List. Y'all sign up for it. But the reason I didn't do it was because it didn't fit into what my marketing and what I was doing this time. I know it was very successful for a lot of people because it's summer and people are reading. But the last time for me, I had people get a free book, and then after a month, they did not. They left my newsletter or whatever like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't do it this time because I didn't have a free book, and I saw what happened last time, and I'm doing something different right now. But Black author representation goes both ways
Mm-hmm.
because the person who put out, hey Chastity, that's my day one. Um, the person who does Stuff Your Kindle
Mm-hmm.
is an ally.
Okay.
Okay. Her name is Zoe York. She's an ally. She is always seeks to promote and uplift authors of color. And she's good people. The list of authors who want to be part of that is vast. The reason that Black authors don't know about it is because Black authors, to their detriment, do not network outside of Black romance, period. If you are, and I'm gonna tell you this, if you are a Black author and you're not reaching outside of your little clique or your your zone or whatever, okay, your little world, you're not going to have longevity in this business. And if you do, that's the difference between being here versus being here. And we have to be more proactive within our community. Like just because I didn't do it, I should have still told people about it, right?
Right.
So that's my bad. But I was just not thinking, right? Because the last time we did something like this, I thought it was a good amount of Black people involved in it. But I don't know what the percentage is of how many have done it. We'll do a better job. But some of that is our fault. Now, that woman has advertised, and I have been seeing Stuff Your Kindle everywhere. And the reason that I know Robin Reed said something about it and it kind of blew up. But the reason that people didn't know about it is because we have cut ourselves off. We talk about, oh, the black side of TikTok and this side of TikTok and all that stuff. But what you're doing, you'd have missed all those sales and all those new potential readers because you want to self-segregate yourself. And listen, get the bag, keep the bag. But don't limit the bag, ladies. I'm telling you, it's plenty. You got plenty of potential to get all kind of readers from all kind of backgrounds if you just open your world up a little bit more.
So how do you feel when let's say someone who's not black and they read something that is from a black author and they said they can't like relate to it because it's a black author? How do you feel when someone says that, whether it be a reader, author, agency, whatever? How do you feel about that in regards to you will read a book from a white author, right? Or someone that is not black, and you like, this is a fucking good ass story.
Right.
It's not about the relatability as far as ethnicity and race. It's about the situation you can relate to. But when you hear someone says, "Oh, I can't relate to this because it's a black author," how do you feel when people say that?
Okay, I've never had that happen to me. I've seen it, so I know that it happens. But we have to let people be ignorant, right? And the person who says that, that's a damn problem. I don't internalize anything that a reader or anybody says, because I write for me. I share it with y'all. But I write, and this is for me. I write for myself. And I share it with y'all because my goal is to spread love and joy in the world, right? And that is not my ministry, and I am not going to concern myself with that. What I have had is where people who have been black have said, "Oh, all your girls are successful," or "Why is she a virgin?" Okay, because I got a virgin kink, and I'm expressing that in my okay. I'm expressing that in my writing. If I've done it or I've experienced it, it is going to be, or I want to do it, it's going to be in my writing. If I don't, I'm not going to do it. You know?
Oh man.
It's just, and that is just the simple, basic tenets of what I write. It is my id, the basic, just most primitive part of me is being written and put on the page, y'all. That's it. It's no science to it.
Okay, so do you write your stories for our fantasy or from a fantasy you had or have?
Okay, so most of the time I either dream about or daydream my books, right? Like I said, I love y'all, but I'm not writing for y'all. Every girl in every book is me, right? Every girl is a iteration of my personality. Like, I got Candy coming up, Miss Messy Candy, and she is a slightly always inebriated person. And that was me during the pandemic. I was completely inebriated, like most of the pandemic, because I thought we was all gonna die.
I sit here drinking wine.
That's fine. Listen, I drank yesterday. Listen, let me tell y'all something. So I was sick. This just an aside, because I got to do an aside. I have to tell all my business. So I had surgery. And before that, I was sick. So it had been 6 weeks since me and my husband could have sex. And so the doctor gave me the go ahead, and I was slightly inebriated. And then last night, he blew my back out. It did again this morning. And I am so happy. And so that's just always like, I am so happy. I'm just so mellow. And then I need some ibuprofen.
Well, damn. Well, damn.
I will
you heard it here first. Wow.
It was broke. And then listen, y'all, I was crawling away. I was like, oh my God. And he just grabbed me and dragged me back and was like, where the F you
See,
going?
this is one of those scenes where they be like, what you running for? What you running for?
I was sobbing.
Oh,
God, it
Lord.
was so fantastic. Like, listen, honey, I am very happily married.
I think we know. God damn.
Oversharing. That's what I do. Anyway, I'm sorry, y'all, but I was like blessed.
There's nothing wrong with that. Not at all. So
I was like, but I write for me. I write for me. It's not, and but I do get inspired by either I'm inspired by other great stories, like Theodora Taylor. The reason y'all have Kiyoshi and the reason you have Akiro is because Theodora Taylor wrote a book called His Revenge Baby. And I was so inspired by her story. I said, okay, I got to write one. Or I see a story and I'm like, oh, I could have did better than that. Because the scene where Angel and does his little worshiping of Easy in front of the whole MC.
Wait, pause, because that scene took me out. I had to just say, you know what? I am not living life. I just am not living life to its fullest. I was like, damn, I'm in a motorcycle club. Why this shit don't happen to me? What am I doing wrong? Somebody tell me what's up.
I was like, how can I do this and it be okay to her? She was, still semi a virgin.
Right.
The very first situation, she was a virgin.
Right.
But
right.
So that kind of like, and he was so protective of her then. But the praise and worship,
hallelujah.
When he did the worshiping of her, that was because I'm not gonna say the book, but I read that in a book where it was a public sex scene, and I felt like the author pulled her punch, right? And I said, well, I can do better than this. Like, you should have took it a little bit further than, it's so I know some people probably know what it is, but I was just like, I feel like it could have been, let me do this the right way. So that's what inspires me. Other books, my daydreams or whatever, and then either reading something that inspires me or reading stuff that I was like, oh, okay, I could let me show them how to do this.
I also want to ask you, what do you feel like when you wrote with Bad Guy? That was a whole dark book. I don't care what nobody say. That was dark and just sensual. Like, what do you feel?
I love him.
When you hear people talk about how you brought them into the fold of dark romance, as far as how it was so dark, but it was so sensual all at the same time. What do you feel about that?
Of course, my ego loves that, but I feel my ego is amazing. But I am happy because there was a conversation last fall that was percolating on this app and on social media, saying, okay, but what about the dark romance for Black women, and why can't we have that, and why are people afraid to write that? And people were, like you said, the master slave narrative thing, Black women already having to deal with so much trauma and oppression. Why would we put them through this? We should be protected at all costs. And I was like, if we handle everything that we're handling, we can handle dark romance.
Mm-hmm.
And then, now I thought I was doing something, but if you read urban romance,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Urban romance is dark romance.
I swear to you. I swear
yes,
to you.
my theory is some clever non-black person read some urban and started saying, oh, let me do mafia. Let me call it dark, right? Because those books are darker and grittier and like so like they just like eat them up, eat them up, eat them up. And once I started reading those books like Demon's Dream by L. Casey.
Oh, Lord Jesus. Ooh.
And the Bailey Brothers series by Bianca Javier. Have you read A Malice Love yet?
No.
Okay, you got to read it.
Please send that to me in a message, because I
yes. Listen, okay? I was like, I get chills just thinking about it. And it's a book called Frisco that Bianca just put out.
Oh, I read that.
Then go back and read Malice, and then it's Malice, Mayhem, and then An Insane Love. Her backlist, like she is so precious to me. Like her and Elle Kaysen, like what the sisters in the urban romance field are doing, they are changing the game, right?
You know who else? Is good? T.N. Jones.
T.N.
Jones, J. Jones, and what's the other one? T.N. Jones, J. Jones. I'll send it to you. But T.N. Jones, she just came out with a book called Carousel, The Root of All Evils. Had me floored. And then she has one called You Ought to Be Mine. And then you got J. Jones. She had this one, He Fell from the Sky. It's like a book set, 1 and 2. I just read that. When we get done with the live, I'm doing a review on it.
Okay, so I'm gonna pull up T.N. Jones, and you said who? J. Jones or J.
J. Jones. She writes by Pebble Star and J. Jones.
Okay, J. Jones. Okay.
She even has a TV show on Tubi called Cameron.
Is J or Jade?
Jade.
Oh, Jade. Okay. But I'm gonna check. I just saw TN.
Oh, her book's so good. So good.
But I will. Oh, okay. Captivated. Oh, I like this. Captivated by Brooklyn Boss Baby.
She gives you the humor, she gives you the smutty goodness, big dick energy, and then she gives you the plot. And it's just like all wrapped up in one. You just in there like, what the fuck did I just read?
Let me tell you something. Cutting edge romance. The urban girlies are doing it, like so much respect for them. Yes. They aren't pulling no punches.
Yes.
Like I read, and then a different POV, right? I didn't come up writing like that, so that's not that. Like I said, that's not my ministry. But if I could write a book like Demon's Dream one time in my life, I feel like my work is done. I don't know how Elle Kaysen can top herself. I don't know how Bianca feel like they 10 out of 10, y'all. They 10 out of 10. Every time they don't, nothing but bangers. Bangers.
I read L. Kaysen's Demon Dreams in one sitting, and that's 700 pages.
I started reading it. I think I was writing Bad Guy. And I read the first page. I had to put it down because I was like, I read the first chapter when he comes in and kills Eve's boyfriend. And I put it down because I said, this is already, and I thought about it every day until I finished the book, and then I read it, and then I immediately got in touch with Elle Kaysen. Because, you know, I do an author spotlight too.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I
yeah.
immediately got in touch with her. And now we friends. We text each other, girl.
Elle Kaysen, I love how the fact that she wrote 2 stories in one book.
Yes.
2
Look,
stories
Smoke,
in one
I
book.
love Demon, but Smoke is my man. Smoke is my husband. I would leave my husband for Smoke today.
Nah, see, I'm Demon. See, I like the psychotic, will kill you in a minute type fools.
But yet he was a painter. Yet he had a talent.
Right. That's my type of man.
And I think
That's
my
very questionable
favorite,
about me.
I don't know with Bianca Javier if I love Frank more or if I love Mayhem. Like, I love Frank, Mayhem. I love Frisco. And then I text her. I asked her who was next, which one of the brothers after Frisco was next. And she told me, but I can't tell y'all.
Oh,
So
goddamn. See, now I gotta have Bianca on the show because I need to know.
Huh?
I gotta ask her, can I interview you? Because I need to know.
Like, she is, like, I did an interview with her for Frisco.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, all I did was praise her the whole time. I don't even know if we talked about the book. She is just a fantastic, like, both of those ladies are fantastic.
But I put you in that category as well, even though they have urban romance and they separated from multicultural. I still put you in that grouping because you guys write something that is relatable to a Black woman like myself. So I put all of y'all in that category. I never try to like separate y'all. It makes my ass itch to separate y'all.
Right.
Because y'all all Black authors.
Right. Just let us be great. And I don't separate people in my mind. That's why I talk to everybody. That's why I reach out to everybody. And I love all the books, right? And even my white sisters who putting it down, who ain't writing nothing but bangers like Sierra Simone. Like, I don't separate greatness, right? Thank you who just said they love Easy Like Sunday Morning. Thank you so much. I'm glad you loved it. But I just feel like authors aren't doing that. Okay? Like I said, that's a reader thing. You got a few authors who do it a little bit, and I think they kind of started doing it, but they stepped back from doing it. Because why are you, like, we can all eat, right?
And that's the big picture right there.
Right.
Everybody should eat.
And there is nothing, like, I write a book. And I wrote Easy Like Sunday Morning. And Easy Like Sunday Morning is 105,000 words. There were people that I put that book out and I sent it to my ARC readers. It was people writing me the next day, giving me their reviews. They read that book in one freaking evening. And I'm just like, you cannot outright the reader. We can all I promise you we can all eat.
I tell you right now, me starting like last year, I had started, I think early last year, just into more reading. I can go through in a week at least 10 books. In a week, 10 books. I have that luxury that I can. 10 books because I enjoy reading and I enjoy the stories so much. They're so relatable. Not saying that my life revolves around just reading because I am a busy bitch. But I do, you know, I love to read because that's my relax. That's my meditation. That's my ministry right there. So, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of times what people fail to realize, we take what we see in books and say, I want that in my life. If you can't give me X, Y, and Z, what the fuck you doing here?
Right.
And that's the best part about books because it opens ourselves to ourselves. Especially in romance. It opens us to ourselves. And then when it comes to urban romance, multicultural, whatever the fuck you want to call it, it opens us to ourselves. Because a lot of times we are so stifled by society, books help us get out our way.
Yes. I love that. And if I can do anything but let a girl know, a woman, that her worth is
Mm.
for a man who would burn it down for you the way that my husband would burn it down for me, the way Angel and Kiyoshi will just lay it down. They gonna lay some people down for you in the book. And my daughter was like, "What does lay them down mean?" She said, "It sounds like they're dead." I was like, "That's exactly what it means." I was like, "But if they are not burning the world for you, then why are you with them?
Exactly.
Why are you with them?" Okay?
Exactly. Because if I can't get a Kiyoshi, Angel, Demon, Luca, the whole Eisenberg family,
Right.
I don't want you.
Right.
I don't want it. You know what I'm saying? Because books actually, I honestly say, it's like therapy. They tell you your worth, and you be like, "Damn, bitch,
Yeah.
I am worth this.
Yes.
I
And
deserve this."
yeah, and he ain't got to be a straight up villain, but at least even if he's an accountant,
Right. Then he will go hard for me.
he should at least talk to the manager.
Exactly.
Whoever in my door, get away. I got children. They pop it up.
But not last, because I got a few more.
Okay.
What genre of writing would you like to explore that you have never written in?
Fantasy.
Oh.
Fantasy. And I do have some alien sci-fi under my Christy Cash name, but fantasy is like something that I would love to write, and I might like I do have like a zombie apocalypse type of thing that popped up in my head yesterday that I'm gonna start working on. We'll see. But like if I start messing around with it, eventually y'all will see it. But fantasy is the one that is up next for me to play with.
Okay. So you have a Patreon.
Mm-hmm.
My alcoholic ass was about to say Patron. But you have a Patreon.
Right.
And how wild does it get over there, and how can a person subscribe to it?
Okay, so the Patreon starts this week, actually. We already have people who have signed up. Go to my link tree. There is, if it's not a form up there now, because I had it linked to my newsletter, but go to that in about 15 minutes. And it kicks off this week, the first week, and what's going to happen over there is going to be
yes, it's on her.
yeah,
TikTok.
it's on the link tree will be on it will be on my it'll be go to my link tree in about 15 minutes, because I don't know if I've added it yet. I just did it through my newsletter. Sign up for my newsletter, and it's going to have a link in there tonight, and then in a little bit I make sure I have it on my link tree in my newsletter. So you get the stories as I write them. You will get I was going to do like, what do y'all want to read, but I'm not gonna do that.
Okay.
Okay. I was gonna do that, like the little stuff. I ain't doing that because I am contrary by nature. So I would do the opposite of what everybody want me to do. So it's gonna have the stories as I write them. You're gonna get a free serialized story every week. You'll be able to. Darling Nikki's gonna drop this week the first chapter.
Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and join, because the way you left off Easy Like Sunday Morning, I just know this man is about to blow her back out, put her through hell, and blow her back out again.
Listen, Matthias Shelby he a mess and a half, y'all. He got all this money. He hate his daddy. He meets this girl when she's young. It's an age gap. and they're best buds.
Mm-hmm.
And and then as she grows and matures, because she's a shorty, and you
Mm-hmm.
know my men are big, and
Mm-hmm.
he's like kid sister, and then one day he wake up and he say, wait a minute, she ain't no kid no more. Okay, but he kind of keep his distance because he's already been engaged to a girl, and
Mm-hmm.
arranged a marriage since he was like 16 years old,
Right.
right? And so he feels like the one person he could count on, his little best bud, has betrayed him. And
Mm-hmm.
he ain't having it, baby. And I'm going to tell y'all, it's going to be rough. But
I
I
could
ain't going to
tell.
mess
I
up.
could tell when she was looking. When you wrote how he was looking at her when he found out they was about to get married.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, I could just picture it in my face, and I just know big dick energy, blow back out, and he finna give her hell.
Yes. Yeah. He about to go through it. And it's going to be so filthy.
Oh,
Look, she gonna be crawling away like I was last night. He gonna be like, get your
like don't run. You better take this. Don't run.
it's y'all, it's intense. I had to send that to some writer friends to ask them, like, is this okay? Is this, and they was like, they are just as depraved as I am. So they was like, yes, it's fine.
How do you know not to go too dark? How do you, besides talking to your friends, how do you know when you just feel like it's just too dark?
Like if I have a question, like I've said, I count some of the best writers in the game as my best friends. Elle Kaysen, Naima Simone, Sierra Simone, she wrote Priest. A lot of different authors. Adriana Herrera, she Afro Latina. Y'all check her books out. And I will send them Nisha Sharma. She's Indian, so Indian American, and so I will send them all like the same excerpt, and they'll be like, okay, or maybe this, maybe that, but no one has yet said don't do it, right? And like Sierra gonna say go for it every time because she ain't scared of nothing. She is my yes. Naima is the voice of reason. The rest of them fall between the spectrum of it. Adriana and Nisha are more on the edge of restraint. But I pick the middle. And then sometimes I just be like, I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna go for it. So, and then every time I go for it, it's the right decision. Like you gotta be fearless. And but there are books out here that people are reading that are $1 million books where there's actual RAPE in there.
Yeah.
And you ain't gonna never get that from me.
Right.
So that is never going to be in my book. So anything short of that in degradation, I might write it. Like Toxic, Hishashi book, Kiyoshi's brother, that's the darkest book that I'm writing. And I'm going to tell y'all can tell me how y'all feel about this. He is, let me see, where's the I'm gonna read y'all the excerpt. Okay, this is Toxic. He says, I know what I am. I have long since accepted my darkness. I revel in the taste of blood, the twist of knots. I waited long enough. I'm done with both. I will have her now. I will be in her. She will be beneath me, bound. There is no escaping this time, little one. Daddy's ready to play.
Well, I fuck. Well, damn.
And he calls her, y'all, I'm gonna tell y'all this, okay? Just to prepare y'all, he calls her his little bitch the whole 80% of the book.
Well, shit.
It's dark, you know. It's the darkest I probably will ever write. Until I get to the Bastard series. The Bastard Kingdom that comes out in 2024, they're all villains. They're all...
Okay. Wait. That was my next question. What is the new works coming out? The Bastard series? What? Tell me.
Okay,
Please.
so the next books that are coming out are somebody texting me, I'm sorry. Let me close this. So that's another writer. She wants to sprint. Okay, so the next book is Darling Nikki. Then we have Candy Shop, then Toxic. Or Toxic might be before. We'll see with those two. Then More Bikers, which is Snake and Sabin, Rocco and Crimson. And then the next series that I'm launching next year is called The Bastard Kingdom. And Oz, who is Easy's brother, Easy's cousin, has 7 brothers.
Oh, God.
Has 6 brothers. It's 7 of them. And it's a mashup between, it's an old movie called 7 Brides for 7 Brothers.
Yes, yeah, I know that.
It's a mashup between 7 Brides and 7 Brothers and 7 Deadly Sins. So you're going to have a brother who likes to murder. You're going to have, like, all the 7 Deadly Sins will be represented with the brother. You will have the brother who is, you know, the jealous brother. You have the jealous brother, the one who has envy, the one who so the 7 deadly sins is gluttony, fornication, greed, sadness. He gonna be depressed. Then you got wrath, you got pride, you got laziness.
Do you need an arc reader right now? Do you need an arc reader right now? Put my name down, my email, my Kindle app, all that shit. Damn. Okay.
And so of course they'll all mostly be virgins because I love, my Virgin King have to play out.
Oh my God.
So all of those will be played out. The lazy brother, I was already thinking of him. He's gonna be the one that always makes her get on top.
Lord.
And then the one who likes to eat, who's gluttony, he gonna make her feed him. He gonna be a eater. Maybe he gonna be eating all the things. So. And that starts 2024, y'all. So
I will be your arc reader for all of that shit. All of it. Oh my God.
He gonna be eating that plate. He gonna be eating the plate clean. He gonna be so greedy. He ain't gonna like nothing better. He ain't gonna love nothing better than to eat.
Lord, it's me again. It is me again, Lord.
And that one starts off with Oz. So Oz kicks that series off. Oz and Angel's sister, and who he's going to kidnap. And then that kicks off the series. And then, like I said, I get inspired by other books. So the second book is Nico, who is the character Nico, and Nico is going to remind you a lot of Smoke and from Demon's Dream, because that whole wedding scene, I told Elle Kaysen, I said, you're going to see that shit again. And she started laughing. I said, you are going to see it again in a book that I write. Y'all going to see that scene again in that story. And because that is what I love. I love it. That's my favorite scene of any book, when he calls her name and she just turns around.
I
He
said in
said,
that
"Come here."
scene, I felt like I was in the show Different World again when Dwayne came up and Whitley
Mm-hmm.
was about to marry the other dude. He was like, "Nah, you gonna marry me."
Mm-hmm.
That's what Smoke and them was doing right there.
Smoke is definitely like he is my catnip. A man like that, just
No, it's Luca. Luca from Great Huffington. She know good
uh-huh.
goddamn well she ain't have to write that man like that. She
She
did.
does some great work with folks.
Cause he was nasty, bow leg, and had a grill. How the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
How the fuck? Woo. And then your ass with Angel ass. Oh
Yes.
my god! Like just wanted to jump through the book and push her out the way.
But you know what? I was like, how are people? Because after people loved Kiyoshi so much, right? I
Mm-hmm.
was like, Angel is the opposite. He's more. Kiyoshi was quiet. He might not have talked a lot. He might have said 10 words the whole book. He was not a talker. Angel was he was very verbose. So I was like, are we going to have not gonna accept him because he's so, he's more in your face. But people liked him. I was like, okay, good.
Because
Okay,
it's the
I'm glad
best
to
of
hear.
both worlds. With Kiyoshi, he was quiet, but his actions were so
Yes,
commanding that you could not pay attention to him.
yes.
So he didn't have to say much. It was just his actions were just wow.
He was so much. He was so
He
over
was
the top.
yes. With Angel, it was just like he was a walking ice cream cone that you wanted to lick. Like he had big energy. He had compassion. He had hardness. Like he was a full package, but he was
Yeah,
a bad boy.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it was Son of Anarchy. Me, what?
More, you know what? I was thinking that. Have you watched Mayans?
That's what I'm about to say. Sons of Anarchy and the Mayans combined
Yes.
together.
Because I didn't watch Sons of Anarchy. I started watching, so it's a reason their names are Easy and Angel. It's because I watched that show. It was like, I was like, is this? I was like, oh my God. That, because I started doing the
Mm-hmm.
character sketches. And then I was like, child, this is the guy's name from the show you watching.
I when I say I loved both of your books, but
Mm-hmm.
my favorite is Easy Like Sunday Morning.
Yeah.
Because I didn't think nothing was gonna top Bad Guy. But
Uh-huh.
Easy Like Sunday Morning just was like, God damn. Like the more I was like, what? What? He did what on what motorcycle?
Yes.
What? It was just like, wow. Not to mention him having that OCD of cleaning.
He
I was
needed
like,
to have a flaw. I said he is too perfect. He gotta have a flaw. He gotta have a flaw.
I love Easy, and then I like how you named your books after a song.
Yeah, because all of my creative energy,
Mm-hmm.
right, goes into writing, and I was I was going to name Bad Guy When Doves Cry,
Oh
and
no,
Naima Simone told me, don't do it.
no.
She said, no, ma'am, I'm not finna let you ruin your career. Do not do it. Don't name that book. But I do have Darling Nikki. As you can tell, I'm a big Prince fan.
Yeah.
And so, but of course, the books in the Mogul series are Rapper's Delight,
And
Lotus
which I
Flower
still have to
Bomb,
read Rapper's Delight, and what's the other one?
Lotus Flower Bomb, and California Love, and The Chronic. Those are the 4 books that are
Not
out.
the Chronic.
And I still got to give y'all Good as Hell, Rap God, and He Got Game. So those 3 are the ones that's coming. But these books are all my books are song titles because you can't copyright a song title.
Mm-hmm.
And they're easily recognized.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't have like titles are the hardest thing for me.
Mm.
So, and then you want something that's gonna like catch the ear. So
Right. So if you could describe yourself as an author in 2 words, what would it be?
my new moniker will be dark romance connoisseur.
Dark romance connoisseur. Okay.
Dark romance connoisseur is who I am going forward. And and I just believe that romance is for everyone and everybody. No matter who you are, who you choose to love. Although I write, cishet romance, no matter who you are and who you love deserves a happy ever after. And villains do too.
Okay, this is a speed round.
Okay.
Who is your book bag? From your category. I mean, from your books. Who's your book bag? And
Akira.
why? And
Akira.
Why? And why?
Because he is really he's my OG mean motherfucker. Flowers' husband from Lotus Flower Bomb. He's the one.
Who is your favorite author, and what is one of her or him? What are their characters that you can just totally fall in love with, and why?
Theodore Taylor is my favorite author. The book that inspired me most is, I already mentioned it, His Revenge Baby. Theodore Taylor writes a great story, interracial romance. You're always going to, it is going to hit every little point that you like. It's going to, everything that you love about romance, you're going to find it in a Theodore Taylor book.
Okay. What is one trope that you like?
Grumpy Sunshine.
What is one trope that you don't like?
Friends, lovers.
Why?
It's the hardest to write.
What trope you haven't wrote in but want to write in?
Oh my God. Brothers, no. Well, a true brother's best friend.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you had to write a book without any sexual romance in it, would you write it?
No.
Would you write a suspense thriller book?
If it got sex in it, yeah.
Okay. So tell me, what is next, and how can people follow you and stay abreast of your writings, comings, and goings, and everything else?
Okay, I'm Kenya Goree-Bell everywhere. Everywhere I'm Kenya Goree-Bell. Even under my pen name, Christy Cash, I'm Kenya Goree-Bell, writing as Christy Cash. So you can follow me on Insta, here, Amazon, Facebook. I'm not on Twitter a lot, but everywhere is Kenya Goree-Bell. Sign up for my newsletter, the Naughty List, because that is where I'm going to drop all of the goodies. The next book is already up for pre-order. Darling Nikki. It says December, but it's really coming out in August, y'all.
Oh, around my birthday! Around my birthday!
When is your birthday?
August 8th.
Okay, so I'm thinking maybe like August 15th, though. But it's right in time for your birthday. But I'll send you an art, though. I'll send you an art.
You the OG. You the OG. I swear.
And so easy. And so let me see if I can pull up Darling Nikki's blurb right quick for y'all.
I'm scared.
And I'll read that. And where are you, Matthias? Okay. I gotta look. I didn't write it down, but it's on Amazon. I didn't put it in. I didn't put it in the thing. Let me read it to y'all right quick. Sorry, I got a copy it from Amazon because I be writing blurbs like in 5 seconds, like I know what I'm doing. Put Kenya. Okay. Anyway, it's an age gap romance, and it is going to be friends to enemies to lovers, and it is set in Shelby Love, Alabama. He's the first Shelby that y'all get to read. And so he is, the rest of them, the Shelbys are a mix between, really blonde and really dark haired Shelbys, because some of them ended up marrying South American women for their sugar plantations. Mm-hmm. And some of them think of the most beautiful blonde, silver-eyed and dark-haired silver-eyed men. So it's gonna be a mix, okay? And they all dirty white boys. White boys are so nasty. I don't know if y'all ever dated one. So, okay. Plus, they always got that generational wealth. Get your reparations.
Okay. Not reparations.
Okay, so this says, this is the wrong one. Let me pull up Darling Nikki. Okay, what did I write? Everything about Nikki spelled disaster from the moment I hit her with my car. Now that I'm forced to marry the little minx after she fucking betrayed me, will not be born. She may have what she wants, the power and prestige of my Shelby name, but she'll never have me. Not that what I can give her will be worth having in the first place. I am Matthias Shelby, the scion of the most powerful family in the state, made to hate hers from our first breath. Now I see why. She will pay body and soul for her deceit. I will enjoy every moment of the retribution I exact. Her soft eyes won't move me. Her delicate body won't make me bow. I will have her, use her, make her mine. No matter what, I will never love her. I gotta copy that. I might change that, but okay. So that's coming in August, like I said. I'm writing it right now.
Damn.
So, he's gonna be mean to her, y'all.
It sounds like it.
It sounds like it. He's so mean.
Wow. So that's the end of the interview. I hope you enjoyed yourself.
I did.
Some announcements to everyone. The Sister Roundtable, the monthly Black Girl Tired Sister Roundtable is this Saturday coming up with my guest Brandy, and the following interview will be Lisa Rain, the author of Never a Highlander, something like that. You'll see the promo. But and also make sure y'all go out and support these authors. What's wrong with y'all?
Thank y'all so much. Thank you for having me. This was so much fun.
Thank you.
Such a smart interview. These questions were fantastic. I had to think some too.
I really be wanting to know. I'm curious. I am a very curious person. So when I read y'all books, I literally be having these questions rolling around in my head, and I'm like, okay, I need to talk to them.
Mm-hmm.
Because I need to know.
I want to talking to you. I will tell all my author friends to come talk to you.
I just need to know from y'all's perspective, when y'all write these books, what do y'all be thinking?
Yeah.
I know what I be thinking. I want to know what y'all be thinking.
Yeah.
I mean, my meow meow thanks y'all, but I'm just saying. So I'll be looking forward to your book in August, darling Nikki. Y'all make sure y'all get Bad Guy and y'all get Easy Like Sunday Morning as well. Follow her. Why I keep trying to say Patron?
Portraying. Is it portraying? I'm just saying portraying or Patreon.
Follow your
Patreon. I can't ever get it right.
But look on her page, follow her, look on the link tree that she has on her bio, and click.
It will be up in the next few minutes, I promise. If it's not already linked, I gotta look at my link tree. But thank you for having me. Thank y'all for joining. Okay, bye.